Hi Jammers, welcome back to a new video, something I thought I'd never say again, but here I am. Okay, so in this video, I'll be trying out Akarhi's new How to Get Rare method, and for those of you who aren't familiar with him, he makes gaming content here on YouTube and streams Animal Jam content pretty often. But before I begin, I want to list out the different tips that he mentioned throughout the video. Alright, so I decided to combine tip 1 and 3 together, which is buy low, sell high, and then sell items higher than you purchased them for. So 1 and 3 both have to do with profit, that's why I put it together, which this kind of being find an item at a lower price than it's listed on the wiki worth, and then you can sell it for the actual worth or higher in hopes of making more diamonds back than you lost. So profiting. Alright, so in the longer clip here, I'm just listing the items that I bought into my shop at higher prices than what I initially bought them for. I will go more in depth at the end of the video as to why it's worth it that I got these items, since I only started with 81 diamonds, but now since I bought these items and got more items before it and sold it at a higher price, I did make profit. The only thing I regret here is the sewing machine, because that is not something that I can profit off of. I think here also kind of shows the point of supply and demand that Akarhi mentions, which most people want den betas and spikes because there's a lot of them, and they're also well-wanted items and have high desirability as opposed to items that aren't really around as much. You don't see feather tails or skunk tails as much as you see den betas and spikes. Okay, so moving on to tip or method 4 and 5, which I wanted to combine together because I feel like they fit pretty well together, which is you want to become a salesman and advertise and market your shop in order to kind of draw jammers in to visit. So Akarhi explains that you can do this by including capitals in your sentences and by also having a very visible name tag so that players can click on it. And as a graduate myself in graphic design, I can back him up on this point, and that standing out amongst your competitors is what will help you make you successful, and then also memorable and unique. You want to have the it factor in something that's a little different from everybody else. Alright, so to finally wrap this up, I'm going to be yapping about my findings, I guess you could say. So basically I started this challenge with just 81 diamonds, mostly rims in my inventory. All the stuff on here showing is what I got throughout this. So I show that I bought a fence for 10 and I'm gonna plan on selling it for 20. I did buy a blue long wrist and I did get plus 10 diamonds for profit off of it, but unfortunately I didn't screenshot it, or I thought I did, but I didn't. So those are all the items that I purchased them for. Some were one below the actual worth, but in the end it still kind of adds up. The sewing machine, let's not count that because I didn't look up its proper worth and I went and kind of overpurchased. So in total I got 28 roughly in profit from the items that I bought. By selling them, I'll get a profit of 28 is what I mean. And again, I highlight that I started with 81 diamonds to spend. Again, just rims, nothing really valuable. If I take the items there, out of their total value, it would be about 133 to 151 diamonds. So if I started with 81 and all those items get me to 133 to 151, technically I would have a profit of around 52 to 69 diamonds if I subtract the 131 and 151 by the 81. So that's how I got to my end number. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do think this does work. It's just a bit of a slow process, but you guys will get there. And thanks for watching. Bye!